We're going to show her in the brand new dungeon on stage 10 and see if it's really worth it compared to some other heroes. And where else is she good? Because I've played her in other content and she's just not working out well. She's an AoE hero, but it doesn't do massive damage only because when she dies, she comes back to life with 1% HP. Every time she casts this ability, 50% of her max HP is gone. So she's going to lose life really quickly. And then once she dies, she comes back and she gets this leaking divinity, the additional bonus to that ability and to this ability and to her skill 1, to where she's doing 46% of attack as an AoE attack then. And with her being chivalry 4, anytime one of my allies attacks, she'll do an AoE attack. But there's a 1-turn cooldown, so she'll only do it 1 time until she takes another turn. Don't forget to pick me as your favorite content creator over on the official Netmarble website, and I'll send you 10 summons, 200 stamina, and 200,000 gold today. And we have more rewards coming to all my supporters. 2,800. Thank you, everyone. 5 special summons and 200 stamina are coming next week. So Chivalry 4 is okay, but not mandatory. Chivalry 8 is definitely not mandatory. It just increases her survivability, which is nice because if she dies again after she dies and you don't take enough turns, you're not going to be back around to her passive to be able to bring her back to life and keep her alive. I went into this passive pretty hard so I could get the hit accuracy, so we could get the Steed's Favor effect resistance, which I don't even think we need the effect resistance. This is really nice to get the additional speed when she's hit with low HP, because she's going to be hit with low HP all the time. And then this is pretty nice. You know, to get this is like the real one that you want on a low cooldown. But we can only actually come back to life so many times, which is another strange thing about her. But the biggest thing is when she dies, she's at 1% HP, and then she can't do her skill 2 or skill 3. So you need massive heals, or we got to put her in a lifesteal set. What happens if we put her in a drained set and she attacks with the allies, gets that life back, then she attacks on her own and gets that life, and she's able to do her skill 2 and skill 3. Which is way better than doing this skill for 46% of her max HP. It really is needed that we do our skill 2 and skill 3. Otherwise, it's not worth having her in our party. The damage she's doing just isn't enough damage. Now, I did go around and I played her, and I have videos of this, but I don't even think you need to see it. I played her over here against the Shrine of Storm to see if she could do good damage, but it's AoE damage, and even the single target damage isn't that high. So no, you wouldn't bring her in here. It would just slow your team down as far as damage done. You wouldn't bring her in here either. It's AoE damage. It's good AoE damage, and sometimes it's really good at 250% on the skill 3, but you can't keep that up because she's dead and she's got no life, and you have to keep healing her. So even if you could keep that up, there are far better heroes to use for damage on all these bosses. I took her into Forbidden Dungeon hard, and it was kind of cool at first because she got killed, came back to life, but then of course she got killed again too early and she couldn't come back to life. And with that cap of only like 4 times coming back to life, I think if you have Chivalry 8, maybe it was more, but that's Chivalry 8, you're going to die. You're going to die quite a few times on those long battles in Forbidden Dungeon hard, and it just didn't seem effective. I don't even know if she's really good in PvP. Like, what would I do in PvP where she dies? And I've seen Iwart kill her, take that additional turn, and Iwart still did damage to her, kind of all in Iwart's turn, doing damage single target and then doing the follow-up damage with the black magic, and she was just dead. Cut through the shield after she came back, and she was dead. Let's go through this run so you can see what she can actually do. I've got her in her brand new gear set. We're on stage 10, of course. I've run this with so many heroes. In place of her, you can bring in Gawain. We have Flame Series if you were able to get her Flame Relic. Otherwise, the Storm Relic she comes to us as doesn't do any damage, so that's not going to be any good. You can bring in a lot of heroes. You could put Lancelot in here to get dots up on the birds, and they'll take 40% additional damage. Now, Lancelot is slower than doing this team here, and you can see that when she dies, she's just not doing a lot of damage because we have to get her back to full HP. Now, her Flame Relic is a lot better. If you want to go buy her Flame Relic, it's in the shop. It's actually in a different section than the regular deals that we see. It's over in the actual shop deals where you would buy your monthly shop, your weekly deal. And I do have her Flame Relic. And her Flame Relic, instead of 46% attack AoE, it's 70% on that basic attack. And her AoE attack, if you have it maxed out, instead of 250% attack, it does 310%. So the flame on this, doing 25% additional damage because we have the elemental advantage. And then if you had her chivalry 10, she would do 30% additional damage instead of 25. Don't rush out. Do not rush out and get chivalries for her. You just simply don't need it. Look at Iwart. Look at how much damage Iwart is doing. Big AoE attack on that skill 3, followed up by the passive ability to do single target damage, and then AoE. Crazy amount of damage. We have our girl over here doing her 250%, which is good. An AoE attack at 250% is actually really big. But Iwart coming in there and doing all those AoE moves so often and not destroying her health bar, not killing her HP, is really impressive. Now, I do know, and we all know, that if we have the Flame Relic over there for Charlotte, she's going to do a lot more damage. Probably the same amount of damage as Iwart. I wouldn't say more damage than Iwart, but definitely close. And when I did Storm Gawain, he was doing a lot of work. Look at that damage. We've got 23% from Charlotte, 57% from Iwart. The biggest hit that each of them got was 47,000 for Iwart. Big AoE attack and only 9,500. Now, normally Charlotte does get somewhere around 14,500 instead of this 9,000. But still, even 15,000 is nowhere near 47,000 big hit that Iwart is doing at 57% of maximum damage. Again, if we had Charlotte in the Flame Relic, this would be pretty comparable. I think they'd be tied, because we're getting a whole bunch more damage from the multiplier, and then we're getting more damage because we have the elemental advantage at that time. I'm not really sold on Charlotte. You guys let me know what you think about her down below. I think she's fun. I'm going to keep using her. I do actually have her in the brand new set, even with 50% additional attack with her in this brand new set. She still can't even compete with Iwart. Iwart is just too damn good. Make sure you're using Iwart. Skill her out with attack. I just go attack, attack, attack. We get that crit rate lead. I'm at 67% crit. And I've got a speed one here. I don't think we need a lot of hit accuracy when we go to fight the boss that we're fighting right now. Although we're getting hit accuracy from Nika for Serpent's favor. So that's another reason why, you know, it's so nice to run your Serpent, which is Morgan, Nika, and Iwart. They're all serpents, so they get all the additional bonuses. It makes it really nice. And then we've got Charlotte over here looking amazing. I just want her to do more damage. Now, we did talk about on stream her doing more damage in the sense that when she dies, it would say to do this ability, she only sacrifices 15% of her max HP and 25% of her max HP on this one, right? If you have Leaking Divinity to do this move, it's then 25% of your max HP. So she can actually bring some damage, because that's the big problem with her. She's at low HP. She can't do these moves if she's at low HP. We need somebody consistently healing her so that even when she dies and comes back to life, to be able to do this move, she still has to have HP. And she's killing so much of it every single turn on top of being hit and killed. All right, guys, let me know what you think about her down below. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate your time, your love, and your support. I will see you guys all in a video soon.